Hi there, Champa. So we got some essays from you. I'm glad to see them. Okay, let's take a look and see what you wrote today. This is about employment over 60 and whether or not people should retire after 60. Okay, looks kind of long, but let's see what you wrote. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated over the defined retirement age in workplaces. Some believe that people should discontinue work after the age of 60. Here I want some sort of a linker, like but, yet, something to show contrast. However, personally I strongly disagree. This essay will argue that age is just a number and does not define a person's capability to be a productive member of society, comma. Using examples from the UK government and Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, lovely. To begin with, there is ample evidence that the elderly are repositories of information. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, they have had years of experience behind them in professional and personal lives, in their professional and personal lives. All right, now, look at this. You go firstly and then secondly. I want you to support this, basically. They've had years of experience behind them in their professional and personal lives. Okay, yeah, so what? What does that mean? So you need to explain to us how the fact that they have experience makes them repositories of information. Who can benefit from that? What kind of information? And how is that information remotely useful to anybody? Okay? You can't just state something like that and just leave it without developing it a little further, okay? You really need to pull it out so that the reader understands why you think this is so important to mention. Okay, secondly, they are not required to undergo any training related to company induction, history, brands, target markets, etc., as they have been associated with the employer or industry over a period of time. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true, is it? I mean, somebody could have switched jobs or careers at, say, I don't know, 55. And, they may not all have all this thing. But, all right, I'll go with you with that. Fine. For example, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that at least 75% of youngsters who stay away from their parents, live away from their parents, consult them when taking major decisions of life, such as job change and immigration. How is that related to this? I don't see that. I think that this example actually belongs up here right after firstly. Did you make a mistake potentially when you were typing this? I'm not sure. This thing about the 75% of youngsters really fits this one that I said had no support. That would have made sense. Okay? All right. On another note, a new younger employee who has just entered the workforce with zero knowledge will be a cost to the company in terms of time invested in trainings to get him accompanied to industry tactics. So here, this would have gone better after this. Okay, so secondly, they are not required to undergo any training related to company induction, history, brands, etc., over a period of time. And then you could have said, in contrast, a new younger employee will be a cost to the company in terms of time invested, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so that's what I would have done. I would have taken this sentence here and put it after your firstly. And then I think this, if you had put a different linking device here, would have gone quite nicely after this sentence that started with secondly. Okay? So, therefore, it is conclusively clear that the elderly provide value to society, or without a. On the other hand, if employers force their long-term aging workforce to retire at a set age, they will need to make provisions, S, for huge sums of pension and accrued gratuity. In addition to why? You have to explain it. Don't just leave it like that, okay? Please, support these statements. In addition to this, physical inactivity may deteriorate the health condition of older people. This, in turn, may lead to a vicious cycle of added burden on the old age homes, healthcare, and insurance companies. Furthermore, there will be an impact on the working population as they will be required to pay for maintenance of this infrastructure through added taxes. For instance, recent empirical research by the UK government demonstrated that if 60% of senior citizens in the country were bedridden, an equal number of full-time nurses and on-call doctors would be required to provide health care to them. Consistent with this line of thinking, it is more advisable to let the elderly work as long as they are capable of performing any kind of job role within the organization. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that a formal retirement from work should not be a norm, and senior citizens should be provided with an opportunity to retire voluntarily. It is predicted that fewer and fewer elderly people will be using the old age care facilities in the future. Okay, that's a little irrelevant, I think, but okay. On the whole, I liked it quite a bit. Okay, it was nice. Now let's look at your letter. It's, okay, University of Albion. Fine. Dear Sir, I am writing this letter in response to case number this. My name is Bet Porter. I am a student of grade 12, and my roll number is this. First of all, I want to convey my sincere apologies to the Examinations Committee for not appearing in the final exam of statistics held last Monday, the 31st of July, in our own university center. Okay. In a formal letter, please don't use I want. It should be I would like. Okay? We always use these modal verbs. We always use less direct language. I want is considered somewhat informal. Okay, unfortunately, I was diagnosed with scarlet fever the day before when I was feeling giddy all of a sudden and fainted on the floor in my room. My parents rushed me to the emergency room of Rashid Hospital, where I was kept for 2 days before transferring to the general ward to recover completely. In all this chaos, my mother forgot to submit the sick leave certificate to the dean's office. Kindly find attached the relevant certificate for your reference and record. I hope you will review the situation again and allow me a chance to reappear for this exam to enable me to clear grade 11. You just said grade 12. And progress to grade 12. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Yours faithfully, Bet Porter. All right. Check this out now. Champa. It said here, this was fine. You apologized. You identified yourself fine. You explained all this fine. One little problem. It says possible resolutions, plural. How many resolutions did you come up with? I saw one. Basically, you just asked them to let you reappear for the exam, and that was it. So this is the kind of thing that IELTS examiners look at. If it says offer some suggestions, it says possible resolutions, it means more than one. Otherwise, it would say offer a possible resolution. Okay? They're tricky like that. So that would really essentially affect your task achievement score. No, it seems like a minor detail. I assure you it's not. However, on the whole, it's quite good. The tone was good. The details were fine. I just wanted you to change this. It was the only place where it wasn't formal. But this is something that would also affect your task achievement score because it's not, the register is not consistent. But it was a minor thing. It was just once, so that's okay. All right, so now what you need to do is correct these essays. You need to add the errors to your error correction list. Obviously, you need to review them and learn from them, and then start writing your next set of essays. Try to do this, please, in the next day or so that you can really apply all the things you've been learning. So that's it. I will await those essays. I wish you lots of luck, and I will wait to see what you write for us next.